Okay, we'll have to try this again because apparently my video was too long and YouTube rejected it and there's no way to recover it. So, like I was saying, I have friends and family who don't understand what Asperger's is. They don't think I have it. They say, I've known you all your life, you don't show any signs, how can you say this is? Well, not only do I have Asperger's, I also have PTSD. They're kind of linked because people with Asperger's, or Aspies, crave stability, routine, things like that. And moving around as much as we did was really traumatic, apparently. So we'd move to a new place, I'd get things arranged just the way I liked them, and then we'd move again. And then I'd have to arrange it again. And the more often we moved, the less I started to care. I really didn't care after a while. And so that was traumatic. There was other stuff, but that's unrelated to the Asperger's. So I would have meltdowns. Lovely little meltdowns, mostly when I didn't understand something or couldn't communicate like I wanted to, or I couldn't understand, or whatever. There was a miscommunication. Happens a lot, especially with me. It's apparently related to the disorder. I'm trying not to call it a disease because then it's semantics, I know, but it's just not right. So, it's a recent diagnosis. They thought I was bipolar. 30 years old, almost 31. Misdiagnosed when I was 14. Anyway, it's a new diagnosis for me. I'm still learning about it. Things that I have learned. One, I'm not crazy. I'm not malfunctioning. I'm not broken. To quote somebody with his own, Craig something on Facebook says, it's not abnormal. It's a different kind of normal. People hear Asperger's, they hear that it's high-functioning autism, they hear the word autism, that's a big scare word. They think, oh, well, she can't be autistic, she's smart. Yeah. That's one of the things with Aspies. They tend to actually have a high IQ. Asperger's is a social disorder. Doesn't mean I'm stupid. It just means I have trouble reading faces. I may get depressed mixed up with sad or angry or just nothing at all. Just hanging around. I read the basics. Happy, excited, angry. Sad I get if they're crying, if they're actively crying. And I can't emulate properly. I've just been chilling, you know, reading a book, watching TV, doing a jigsaw puzzle, whatever, and people think I'm mad. Like, what's the matter? What's the matter? Nothing. Here. That's why I love the internet. Because if I need to convey an emotion or a silly face, I can just make the little emoticon. Of course, I tend to use them a little too much. After 30 years of losing friends consistently, you tend to get a little paranoid. So you like to make sure, absolutely sure, that the friends that you do have know what you're talking about. Sometimes it's not possible. Yeah, I know. We tend to ramble on with completely random changes in topic, just out of nowhere, going from talking about elephants to talking about crayons. I don't know. An Asperger's person could probably manage that weird randomness in one conversation, maybe in like 5 sentences. I don't know. And even when I'm not saying anything, my brain goes in weird directions, like going from, for example, I don't know, a backyard full of crows, and somehow I end up, oh crap, I don't know where I ended up, but it was someplace weird, like, I don't know, maybe it was Sweeney Todd or Phineas and Ferb or something really weird. Not related to crows in the least. It's just, it's kind of like telephone. Just by the time you go from one end to the other, you've gone way over the shark. So, now there are, I must stress, and because I've had to re-record this right now, because my video was too long, I must stress, and I have to remember the things that I spoke about. I have to stress, I was misdiagnosed. 16 years I had the wrong diagnosis, and I was just getting worse and worse and worse. You know, because when I can't comprehend or communicate or whatever, I get irritated and then angry. And I would just think, oh, I need my meds adjusted. You want to know what happens when you're on the wrong medication for 16 years? That. And with my memory problems, even something this important, I keep forgetting. Because it's more than one step. And my insurance change, I have to find out if my dentist has or takes my insurance, and then if he doesn't, I have to contact my old dentist, who I lost because I kept forgetting my appointments. And if they're the only game in town, I have to go back to them and beg. But if my current dentist takes my insurance, I have to have the old dentist send the records to the new dentist, and you can see where it just kind of, there's so many steps, and I don't prioritize well, so I just kind of, I don't know. Anyway, so I cannot stress this enough. If you don't think you were diagnosed properly, say something. It took 16 years for somebody, this wonderful lady named Alice. She isn't even a doctor. She's a registered nurse practitioner or licensed LPN or one of those like doctor-like nurse people. Lovely woman. Reminds me a lot of my Oma, God rest her soul. And she noticed, and I've been telling people this for ages, she noticed that all of my mood swings are situational. And she said, well, that sounds more like ADD, frustration, than bipolar. So she sent me to a neurologist. Nope, not ADD in the least. And I didn't think that's it either, because I can focus in school. When I get home, it just kind of, I forget things, but, you know, like homework. What's this whole thing called homework? So I was like, well, I can focus on my homework, or on my schoolwork. I finally just did my homework at school. You know, I can sit at a video game for hours on end. My partner, he can't. He has ADD. He'll play a game, and even a game he loves, and just after a while just kind of wander off or switch games or whatever. So I know what ADD and bipolar look like. He's got both. And it wasn't me. Now, at first, I had the same reaction everybody does. I'm not autistic. What the hell? What is this Asperger's thing? I've heard of it maybe once or twice. What is it? And then I went onto WebMD, good resource. I looked it up. And the more I read, I went, oh, yeah. Like, somatic components is what the doctor wrote, which I guess means, like, if I say a word and the consonant doesn't sound right, I'll repeat it under my breath. If it's a B sound, I'll sit there going until it sounds right. I don't even know if the camera picked that up, but I heard it. And there's also, we tend to have repetitive hand gestures. When I'm stressed, I go like this. It's not full fist, it's just, let's see. It's just the tension of the thumb and forefinger being curled up. I guess mimicking the fetal position, I don't know. And right now I'm sitting on my foot. Another thing that helps is I've noticed tools are great with communication. My former doctor was really frustrated with the random topic changes, and because I'd say things as I thought of them, because I knew if I didn't say it right then, I'd forget. So it seemed random to her. That's the thing. Things seem random to other people, but they make sense to the person with Asperger's. We know what we're talking about. It's just other people don't always. They're like, what? How did you? I don't understand your metaphor. I don't understand your analogy. You know. So tools. With that doctor, I finally pulled out my Sudoku book. And people see, you know, that you're doing a jigsaw puzzle or reading a book or watching TV or playing a video game, and they think you're not listening. No, I'm listening. But it's easier for me to pay attention to what you're saying if I'm doing something else. Reading a book doesn't always work as well. If it's not a book you've read a million times and you're actually into the story, then you get frustrated because you have to stop, because you can't concentrate on two verbal things at the same time. You know, you have to. Reading a book is easy because they describe what the face is doing, what the emotions behind the face are, so you don't have to try and guess. Internet, books. My two favorite things. Well, you know what I mean. I love animals too, and art and all these things, but my two favorite ways to express humanity, I guess. I don't know. Because it explains things. Internet, I can make little smiley faces or frowny faces. Books, they explain what's behind the face and what's going on up here. So, Sudoku. It's a good one. After a while, it's kind of boring because they're kind of easy. Found out today that people with Asperger's tend to be bored with things that are too easy, or lose interest in them, is what it said. Dishes, as my partner can tell you, are one of the things that are too easy that I don't really bother with. So is filing. Filing. No. That way. Filing. That's a lot of stuff that needs to be sorted. It's a few months worth. Yeah. Cleaning I'm good about. Vacuuming, but I have allergies, so, but cleaning, obsessive hand washing, you know, I'm a germaphobe, which is weird about the dishes, but, you know, vacuuming, cleaning the litter box, I'm good enough at, probably not perfect at, but yeah, vacuuming, I'll scrub the walls, because, you know, there's like nicotine residue or whatever. Just stuff. Lost my train of thought there. one of my best tools, other than Sudoku and jigsaw puzzles, because I meet with my arms worker across the hall in the library, and I do a jigsaw puzzle. One of mine, one of the ones in there, whatever. And she knows, because this is how I kind of figured out that tools help, she knows that if I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle, I can focus. That was one of Alice's big things, big buzzwords, was focus. And I thought it was, I kept telling her, no, it's not, I don't have problems focusing, I have problems with memory. But I begin to see what she meant. But other than jigsaw puzzles and Sudoku and, you know, or drawing or whatever, one of the best, and I mean best, tools I have is him. I take him with me everywhere. Technically, I'm probably supposed to well, they keep telling me I should have a service dog. I've applied, whatever. But animals are a really good one. Volunteered at the zoo. That didn't last long because I made the people uncomfortable. And she fired me in an email, and she says, oh, well, we don't trust you around the animals. And I said, no, don't even go there. Animals, I know. Animals know me. In fact, some of them like me better than the zookeepers. So I said, don't even go there. In fact, one of the tigers was upset because I was upset, because I knew something was wrong. I was right, and I got fired from that. But you know, it's like, don't tell me that the animals are at risk. It's the people. The people. That's all it is. People, I don't get. Animals, they don't care about your facial expressions. They don't. Eye contact. Oh, wow. I'm not good at eye contact, which is probably why animals like me, because, you know, they see eye contact as a threat. But animals are easy. You know, body posture. They tell me people have body posture too, but I'm not as good at reading that. But animals are so easy to read. Of course, sometimes you know what they're doing, but not why they're doing it. But still, that's something. So, wow, I've been talking for 18 minutes. Better wrap it up, or people will get bored. My biggest point: people with Asperger's are not stupid. And watch House. I'm willing to bet the character, not the person, of course. I'm willing to bet the character has Asperger's. He's brilliant. He's not good with people. That's why I have friends online, but not many in real life, because online. Oh, and that's another thing, is I don't seek out social interactions. One of the big things about Asperger's is you have a lot of solitary pursuits. Jigsaw puzzles, drawing, reading, video games, whatever. I don't have many, if any, multi-person interests other than board games. I used to play D&D and Pathfinder, but the groups keep falling apart, and that's not fun. So, solitary pursuits. Don't really seek out social interaction that much. So the friends that I have, I don't go, okay, have I talked to this person recently? Have I talked to that person recently? You know, what's happening with the, you know, there are a few people that I talk to a lot because they're there a lot. If I haven't seen anybody in a while, I'm like, oh, hey, how are you doing, you know? But I don't like, Facebook is a great thing. It's great for somebody who doesn't read faces and has their nose in a book. So that's where a lot of my friends and family are. Almost all of them, in fact. And if I see somebody on Facebook that doesn't talk to me very much, I don't always, you know, message them and go, hey, what's going on? How you doing? the older I got, the worse I've gotten about social interactions. So I don't seek it out as much as I should. And my brain has shut down, so I think I'm gonna go shoot things on a video game until I calm down, because, like I said, I'm not good at facial expressions, so it's not showing, but I'm kinda stressed. So I'm gonna go kill things that aren't real, because then I don't feel guilty.